Since 2006, Roblox has been a home of millions of games. From classic Crossroads, Sword Fights on the Heights 4, and Robloxity to Murder Mystery 2, Jailbreak, and Dynamic Ship Simulator 3. There's always something to play when visiting its modern-looking page. Today, Roblox has become one of the largest gaming companies in the world, placing it on 11th place as of April 2025, being just behind Embracer Group. Roblox has over 5.3 million active games and over 79.5 million daily active users. In one moment, a game created in 2014 can have thousands of players playing at the same time, and then one moment later it becomes forgotten by the players. I decided to go on a hunt to find Roblox games that once were popular but have now mostly been forgotten. Specifically, I looked at games with at least 3 million total visits that now have fewer than 2,000 daily active players. To break it down, I split the daily player counts into 3 categories. Dead. Those games that have less than 500 falls under the dead category, which means barely anyone is playing it anymore. Forgotten. Games that have between 500 and 1500 are those that are forgotten. Still a small player base, but most of the players who used to play them have mostly forgotten them. On the edge. Games that have between 1500 and 2000 daily players are on the edge of being forgotten. The only reason I included those numbers is that these games used to be popular with way more players, but are no longer trending. These numbers are for games that have a minimum of 10 million visits. Games that have over 100 million total visits and have that amount of daily players counts as forgotten. In this video, I will show you 6 Roblox games about its history and what happened after the game became forgotten. Starting off with Roblox Runaway model, which previously was named Roblox Top Model, is a fashion game created by DC Purple and was created on June 20, 2014. The goal of the game is to create an outfit to match a chosen category. It could be from freestyle and winter to American and the color blue. When the timer hits 0, it's time to go on a catwalk, where 3 judges will cast a vote to find which outfit is the best. This game that has over 135 million visits had around 4,000 players in the servers during its prime. Today, barely anyone is playing it. The map consists of one big lobby, with a shop where you can buy items, flame effects, and sparkle effects. Every time you win, you get points, which you can use to buy those stuff. The lobby also has a walkway down to a spectator box, where you can watch the judge, and the catwalk, where the contestants can show off their outfits. In the middle of the lobby, there is a section where you can get a pet to maximize your outfit. Unfortunately, it requires a game pass called Runaway Pets that costs 35 Robux. When entering the game, you'll get teleported to a huge room, filled with different options to customize your look. There is also a VIP room, which costs 30 Robux to get access to, which is also pretty cheap compared to the most popular fashion games, where a VIP game pass usually costs a minimum of 400 Robux. To be able to compete, there must be a minimum of 3 players on the server. This is why I used an alt. The first category was freestyle. After looking for some clothes that fit the category, it was time to vote. That was when the judge suddenly left the game before the voting began, which resulted in a tie. I then decided to bring a friend along with me to play the next round.
Noob.
After putting on some nice drip, it was time to go on the catwalk. When the jury was done voting, my alt account ended up winning the contest with 10 points. I had a great time playing Roblox Runaway model during its peak many years ago, where it was full of people with different tastes of outfits in different categories. Sad to see such a fun game falling down to its death, with only around 200 daily players. Last time the game was updated was over a year ago, so it looks like the creator is still active with the game. So you may wonder why this game has almost 200 daily players despite having 135 million total visits. Many games such as Work at a Pizza Place and Natural Disaster Survival have thousands of active players. So why isn't it the same for this game? Well, I have a theory that could explain the sudden death of Roblox Runaway model. Since the concept of the game is a fashion show, many other developers made their own take to that concept. Now we have a lot of fashion games like Dress to Impress, Dress Up Every Charmy, Fashion Show, and Fashion Famous. The short answer to this is too many competitors to Roblox Runaway model. On April 2nd, 2008, Gus Monarch released a game called Apocalypse Rising. This game was one of the first Roblox games to introduce a concept of an apocalyptic open world, which gained a lot of support and players from the community. The game always had thousands of players on different servers and was always on the front page. Apocalypse Rising was so popular that it didn't win just one, but 3 Bloxies in 2015. The game takes place in an apocalyptic world filled with zombies. There are 4 types of zombies in the game: civilian infected, police infected, military infected, and Patient Zero. Patient Zero is the rarest one to spawn. If you hear whispers, run as fast as you can. If you get caught, you get sent straight to hospital in the town Kin with only 1% health. The goal of the game is to survive from zombies and players. You have to eat, drink, and also keep an eye for the enemies. If you're not careful in this world, you will die. When exploring the world, you can gather loot. It could be from canned food and soda to car parts and weapons. If you're lucky enough, you can also find a vehicle, either broken or completely fine. If you find it broken, you can fix a car by using spare parts. You can also upgrade it by adding armor. And that's it. You survive, gather loot, and explore the apocalyptic world. But how could Apocalypse Rising go from one of the most popular Roblox games with thousands of daily players and always being featured on the front page to completely fall off to only 1,000 daily players? Well, you can blame the exploiters for the game's downfall. Between 2012 and 2015, exploiters found their way to use menus to ruin the player's experience. People can spend hours gathering the best loot in the game, only to instantly get killed by a kid who found a way to cheat by exploiting. These exploiters could fling players, teleport them, lag switching, and even go so far to kick innocent players off the server. This gave the exploiters full control of the game, without having access to studio. This became such a huge issue that the fans started to turn against Gus Monarch, because they say that Gus Monarch did nothing to prevent exploiters ruining the fun. The problem was that Roblox security back then wasn't good at all. Reporting the exploiters was no use either, since the moderator team was very small and Discord didn't exist back then. Gus Monarch tried to fix the issue by adding an anti-cheat wall, but it could take around a week for exploiters to find a way to bypass it. Due to it, many players stopped playing Apocalypse Rising, since it wasn't fun having the loot they spent so much time on being wasted because of a single exploiter. It came to a point where Gus Monarch later abandoned the game and focused on his new game Apocalypse Rising 2. Last time the game was updated was over 2 years ago. If you want to see the full documentary about the fall of Apocalypse Rising, check out John Roblox. I linked the video in the description. I didn't have a lot of experience with Apocalypse Rising back then. I visited sometimes, but not that much. Sad to see such a great game that was being promoted by Roblox themselves crumbling down to dust, to a point where the game has been forgotten by its fans. Today, Apocalypse Rising has almost 240 million visits. Not sure if we will ever see the game being popular again as it was in 2015. Pool Tycoon 4 was created on December 12, 2008 by Dan S., who is also the creator of Theme Park Tycoon 2. The game allows you to build a water park by adding pools, slides, and snack bars. The best part is that you earn money when you build your park. The more stuff you add, the more money you earn. If you are out of money, just relax and wait. Once you are done for today, you can save your park and then come back later to continue with your work. Sadly, the game doesn't have any NPCs that can visit your park and ride your slides. Only players could do that. What made this game different from all other Tycoons when it was created back then was that the game allows you freedom to place slides and many other items wherever you want. Many other Tycoons will already be scripted to where each item will be placed after purchasing them. The game was featured in many popular Roblox YouTubers videos in 2016, when the game was really popular. Some of these YouTubers are Dennis and Amafly and Midget. Sadly, many years later in the 2020s, the game will fall down to a point where Row Monitor can't even calculate how many daily visits the game has now. What I see is that the player count is at 0. When I recorded the game, I spotted some players spending the time creating their parks, but it didn't take long until they will leave it. So, what is the reason for the game's downfall? Well, the only explanation could be that the creator focused on his new water park game called Water Park World. The game that is currently in beta has more new stuff to it than his previous water park game. The game even has NPCs trying the slides and having fun. Pool Tycoon 4 is still getting updated, but probably only bug fixes and not new stuff, like new types of slides and food courts. Today, the game has over 27 million total visits, and barely anyone is playing the game, making this one a dead game. Vampire Hunters is a horror game, similar to Murder Mystery 2, but instead involves vampires. The game that was created by Zack Attack on March 3, 2010 is about finding out who the vampire is. The game has between 11 and 23 maps, from underground station and sinking ship to abandoned mine and caves. There are 3 types of roles players can get: survivors, detective and vampire. Similar to Murder Mystery 2, in each round, the survivors have to avoid the vampire, the detective has to find who it is, and the vampire's goal is to eliminate every player in the map. The game has 5 modes: Classic, Helpless, Vampires vs Humans, Juggernaut, and Infection. If you are playing the Classic mode, you avoid as a survivor, kill the vampire as a detective, and kill all humans as a vampire. In Helpless, there is a vampire, but no detective to protect the survivors. The survivors must hide and flee from the vampire, as the vampire must kill everyone before the timer runs out. In Vampires vs Humans, half of the server are vampires, the other half are detectives. Whichever team successfully kills everyone in the other team wins. In Juggernaut, there is one vampire and everyone else is a detective. The vampire has more health, which makes it harder to kill them. And in Infection, the vampire has to kill the detectives. The twist here is that when a detective is attacked, the detective becomes a vampire. Entering the game, there must be a minimum of 2 players, so I brought my friend Elephant00. In the first round, I became the vampire and tried to take out the only person who is a human, but I died as fast as the stock market crashed. In the second round, I became the detective, and it was pretty easy to figure out who the vampire is. So, in the third round, I became the vampire again. To become a vampire, you have to press V. If you're playing on the phone, then good luck, because there's no way to turn into a vampire while using a phone. In the fourth round, it was time for a special round. This time, it's the game mode Infection. After killing the vampire, it was time for my friend to go. When taking a look at the lobby, there are 3 rooms. In the first room that is located at the left side of the lobby, there is a trampoline and 2 spinning circles. In the next room, that is located at the other side of the lobby, has a big purple spinning plate. If you are bored waiting for the next round, you can play with some balls that can be found at the end of the lobby. Looking at this door, you can buy upgrades like invisibility, extra night vision, extra speed, and also super vampire ability. However, those only last for one round until you have to buy those again to keep it for the next round. So why did this game, which has over 8 million total visits, have no daily players? Not really sure why, but according to the YouTuber BVR, the second game Vampire Hunters 2 became a toxic place for cheaters and teamers. However, the sequel Vampire Hunters 3 has around 2.66 thousand daily players and a total of 19 million visits, which means that the Vampire Hunters series is still alive. For Vampire Hunters, that game is dead. Hopping to the next game, which is also a murder mystery type of game, Twisted Murderer was created on September 9, 2014 by Taymaster, who's also one of the creators of the popular Roblox game Mad City. Having a total of 93 million total visits and being nominated in the 2015 Bloxy Awards, this game was really popular. So popular that it was even featured on Roblox official YouTube channel as a part of the game review series. Looking at this video, we can see that the game was filled with a lot of players who just had fun. Looking at the game now, it looks more like a ghost town. So, what happened? Before we head to why the game died, we have to take a closer look at this game. Twisted Murderer has a total of 25 maps, from Spooky Mansion and Club MLG to the apartment and TM Airport. There are 9 modes, which are Classic, Cold Killer, Double Trouble, Infected, Juggernaut, Murder Madness, One in the Chamber, Sheriff Showdown, and Sticks and Stones. I will only explain 3 of them, so if you wanna know the rest, play the game and you'll find out. In the Classic mode, it's the murderer versus everyone. The innocents have to stay alive, and the sheriff has to find the murderer and shoot it live. In Juggernaut mode, one player is the murderer who has 20 life points, making it stronger while everyone else is sheriff. And in Sheriff Showdown, everyone is sheriff, but only one of them can survive. I happened to win that round, which made me happy. The lobby, which is a big house, has a counter, a cafeteria with a kitchen, a downstairs area with a lounge and a pool, and an upstairs area where the MVP room is located. To get access to the MVP room, you have to buy a game pass. The store has 6 sections: knife skins, gun skins, abilities, perks, gears, and pets. What makes this game different to today's murder mystery games is that the knives and gun skins don't come in a random box, but you can choose a knife and then buy it. The most expensive knife is the Rainbow Fade, which costs 80,000 credits. For the guns, the most expensive one is the Ace of Spades, which costs 35,000 credits. The most expensive thing in the game is the Illuminati knife, which is located at abilities. This one costs a whopping 100,000 credits. If you have that, you are probably the richest player on the server. When I started playing the game, I had to bring my friend again, since this game required a minimum of 4 players to start a round. After playing for some time, the server actually filled up to 7 players, which made the game more fun. During my time in the server, I also spotted a lot of old memes, or dank memes as we used to call them, from Doge and Illuminati to Shrek and MLG. Happy to see those memes still exist in the game. So, back to the question, why did the game die? According to Roblox Wiki, Twisted Murderer gradually declined in popularity around 2018 due to the lack of proper updates. After the game declined, many features such as the MVP upper floor in the lobby became broken. The text for most game passes on the walls broke. The pool in the lobby's lower floor began to look weird, and the noob seen dancing and performing emotes in the lobby was originally Taymaster's avatar. Today, Twisted Murderer has a total of 226 daily players and was last updated in 2018, making this one a dead game. Before we head to our last game for today's video, I will give you a recommendation of an old Roblox game I used to enjoy a lot. The game I recommend is Atlantic Cruise Ship. This ship has a huge promenade with shops and cafes, a casino where you can waste your entire life savings, a couple of elevators that can take you from deck 1 to 12, an arcade, a couple of cabins where you can spend your nights at, a big swimming pool, and so much more. So if you're looking for a nice classic cruise game, Atlantic Cruise Ship is the perfect one for you. Everyone wants to play GTA, but you are too young to play it. Then we have Greenwood Town Classic. This game was created by Floppa98 on October 5th, 2009, and it takes place on the island Greenwood Town. The game has a lot of different jobs and buildings. You can become a citizen, police officer, fast food worker, priest, deathbringer, which I have no idea what that is, a criminal, SWAT, mafia, and a hitman. This game is mainly focused on roleplaying. You can shoot people and also collect guns that are scattered around the map. One thing I don't remember from this game was that it was filled with zombies. When I went outside the police station, every few meters there was always a zombie trying to attack me. After walking around the street, I went inside a building that had a stage. I also found a sewer, a hospital, where when you take a look at one of the computers, an image of the old Roblox website was shown. I also found a broken office, a fast food restaurant, a church, an indoor swimming pool, and a gang hideout. If you go up to one floor, you'll find a room that was not used for fun stuff. When I was looking around for some weapons, I found a handgun, an assault rifle, a shotgun, and also a sniper rifle. After taking out some zombies with my weapons, I decided to take out some civilians too, just like GTA. So, how does a game that has over 42 million total visits barely have any daily players at all? Well, one theory could be that the game is outdated. Compare this game to work at a pizza place. The game gets updated constantly with a better looking UI, new houses and new upgrades. For Greenwood Town Classic, not much has changed since the last few years. Last time this game was updated was September 5th, 2021. That's over 3.5 years ago. And that's all for this video. If you want to suggest a Roblox game that once was popular but has been forgotten, leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, subscribe, stay tuned, and be awesome.